Welcome to the Cybersecurity Mindset channel. My name is Alex Hubbard. I'm a cybersecurity engineer slash sysadmin slash vCISO, pretty much all around IT guy, really. Often you'll hear someone mention a tabletop exercise. Well, what does that mean? Well, they're certainly not talking about a tabletop apple pie, that's for sure. Understanding a tabletop exercise, it doesn't have to be a challenging thing. It's a tabletop exercise. It's a play on words. It's not really an exercise, and it's not, at least in today's world, conducted at a tabletop. It's a simulation or a discussion. Exercises allow an organization's stakeholders to gather and simulate real-life scenarios. Now, unlike a full-scale drill, tabletop exercises are typically conducted in a controlled environment without the need for live systems or to actually impact operations. Participants will engage in a series of discussions and decision-making processes to navigate through hypothetical scenarios. Tabletop exercises can be used in a number of IT and cybersecurity tests. They're most commonly used with incident response, business continuity, and disaster recovery. All of these plans often involve more than just IT and the cybersecurity teams, and that's why it's necessary to test or vet these plans prior to actually needing to execute them in real life. Oftentimes you'll come away with things you've learned, and you'll be able to update your policies and procedures to reflect what was learned during the tabletop exercise. This will ultimately help you and your organization respond to disasters and incidents in a more timely, more organized, and less chaotic fashion. So a tabletop exercise enables an organization to create scenarios that mimic potential incidents or disasters, whether they're cyber attacks, data breaches, environmental, physical, and so on. These exercises provide a safe space for teams to practice their response strategies, identify vulnerabilities, identify gaps, and just refine the incident and disaster handling procedures in general. Scenarios can be created for incident response, business continuity, and disaster recovery. For instance, if you're in an area prone to hurricanes, you might have a tabletop exercise geared towards handling a massive outage at a local data center due to a hurricane. You could also have an incident response exercise regarding a potential data breach or ransomware attack. Anything reasonable is an acceptable scenario to practice as a tabletop. Tabletop exercises against any of the aforementioned plans should be tested independently and at a minimum on an annual basis. So collaboration is a huge part of effective incident response and disaster recovery and business continuity. You'll likely be interacting with other business leaders and stakeholders for the duration of the incident or disaster, and then thereafter until it's resolved. So tabletop exercises encourage the collaboration among these different groups and teams within an organization, getting them to work together to develop coherent and coordinated response plans. Collaboration also allows the various team members throughout the organization to understand their roles in a given situation. So scenarios presented during tabletop exercises force the participants to make critical decisions without being under pressure. These exercises highlight the gaps in the decision-making process, allowing teams to refine their strategy and improve their overall response time. So every plan has some kind of a weakness. Tabletop exercises uncover the weaknesses in your incident response, disaster recovery, and business continuity plans. Weaknesses could be anything from a communication breakdown, flaws in procedures and workflows, and even resource deficiencies. By identifying these weaknesses in a controlled environment, organizations can rectify them before a real incident unfolds and you run into these issues. Looking at disaster recovery plans, these outline the steps to restore operations after a disruptive event. Tabletop exercises help validate the effectiveness that of these plans by simulating disasters like data center failures, natural disasters, and prolonged system outages. Through these simulations, organizations can fine-tune their recovery strategies, thus making them more prepared for future events before they even occur. During disasters and incidents, resource allocation is critical. These annual exercises that we go through to test organizations' resource availability, resource allocation processes, and coordination among the team. This helps to ensure that necessary resources are distributed effectively to minimize response time, downtime, and etc. So effective communication is important during disaster recovery, incident response, and business continuity efforts. Well thought out scenarios can highlight communication bottlenecks, and addressing these issues after an exercise allows the organization to develop better communication protocols that ensure timely updates and collaboration. Real disasters and cybersecurity related incidents hardly ever unfold exactly as planned. Practice makes perfect to some extent. Tabletop exercises teaches teams within your organization to adapt and remain flexible in the face of unexpected challenges, preparing them to handle evolving situations during actual incidents and disasters. So overall, the tabletop exercises are a key piece to your organization's security program. An organization with a mature cybersecurity program is going to have well-developed incident response, business continuity, and disaster recovery plans in place. These, again, should be tested on a minimum of an annual basis, and the results should be documented so that your teams can be ready, in the event of a real-life incident or disaster. Scenarios should be as close to real life as possible. I hope this video helped with your understanding of tabletop exercises and the importance that they play as they pertain to incident response, disaster recovery, and business continuity. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing below, as it really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. You can check out my blog site for other additional content at achhubbard.com. In the meantime, stay secure, and I will see you in the next video.